I haven't been able to get pregnant for a year. Should I consider trying EVF, in vitro fertilization? It's Irina, 1985.
Okay, so Arena 1985. So we're gonna look. So she's been trying to have a baby
Mhm.
and hasn't been able to have a baby. So let's take a look. Okay, so right away we see like Arena. She is connected to the right now the Egyptian timeline is trying to help her and work with her. So she's really good with alchemy, transforming matter to energy. So she's kind of has that divinity of transformation. That's her in her heart. She's able to do that, and the Egyptian timeline is stepping forward in order to help her actualize that. So um, she has that power, and that power is earned. So she has done that in other time spaces, but we're going to say that Egyptian, you don't have to believe in past lives, but we're just going to say in another time space, which is the Egyptian timeline. So she was able to really um, transform and transmute matter to energy. So, so when we are looking at her and we're looking in terms of like the womb and the body and reproduction and in this time, in this timeline, we're seeing that well, right away, we're seeing that she's not sure. So the way the baby comes through is when you say yes, and maybe it's not even a conscious yes, but so we're just looking, so we're just aligning. Um, so she has like she has power, like, and it's good power. She has power, she has alignment. Um, like, that's earned. She has like she's connected to the divine in a conscious way. So she is aligned, and she comes with like a lot of force, we want to say. She's got a lot of power. So, okay, so when we look at her in terms of like having a baby, we want to say that it's always a choice. But what is happening with the body is that there's no space for the baby to come in. So it's not a biology problem, it's a space problem. So, what is space? So, consciousness is spaciousness. And spaciousness means there's an opening. So, in order to receive anything, there needs to be an opening to be able to receive. And so, because she knows how energy works, she knows how to transmute and transform energy. Like she has power. Actually, we're saying, she might not know this, but she does know this, but maybe not. Maybe she would never tell anybody, but she has power. So we're seeing in her alignment is good, and we're seeing that she has a lot of light in her. Um, so she can see. And so we're looking at, okay, well, the space to receive the baby, we're seeing is connected from another time space. So the the blockage isn't from this time space, it's from another time space. So some people call that past lives, but you don't need to believe in past lives, because we know with physics, everything is, especially quantum physics, we know everything is in the now, and we know everything is conscious. So is this chair or bench real, you know. Um, anyways, we're not going to get into all of that, but we'll just say that it's from another time space. And so is the other time space willing to release and heal this? It's like a memory. Is the other time space willing to, and this is with consent with Irina, is that Irina, and her higher self. So this is only in consent with her higher self, so through the heart. So we're looking at another time space. So we want to say to the baby of the other time space that it is safe and that everything that has happened has already happened, and that the baby is loved and that the baby can let go. So it's like in another time space, kind of the baby, well, we won't get into the details because they don't matter, but she can always ask another time privately, but the baby is stuck in another time space. And so we're just letting the baby know that that there's support now, there's consciousness, the divine is here, consciousness is here. Irina's higher self is here, and the baby's higher self is here, so that the baby, what we're saying to the baby is that the baby can let go. It doesn't have to be stuck anymore. So like it's like the baby of another time space got confused and stuck. It's usually from something, like a tragedy. So we're saying to the baby that, I know this is kind of way out there, but we're saying to the baby, because this is energy work, you can kind of think of it like a story, like an existential story. We're saying to the baby that, you're loved and that you're precious and that we see you and that you can let go now, that we have you. All the safety is here, all the protection is here, the golden light from source is here, divine presence is here, and then that you can let go. So we're just helping the baby kind of acclimatize to the information and our presence. So it's a lot of light, so usually when you're stuck in a time space, it doesn't have much light. It usually looks quite dark. So, they always say, oh, it's the white light, but we know on Earth it's a false white light. Just like there's false grids and false white light, without getting into the details. But anyways, the baby got kind of stuck, and it got stuck in a false light situation. And so we're saying to the baby, like, this is the golden light from source. You've got your higher self here. So the babies, even the babies, all beings have their higher self, so their higher consciousness. And a baby might be in a little body, but the baby has its divine soul. So we're talking basically to the divine soul of the baby. And we're just saying to the baby, this is in another time space, this is in the present life. And we're just saying to the divine soul of the baby that you can let go now, and that we're here, and that we see you, and that you're loved, and that you're precious. And if you choose, you can release and not be stuck in this time space. So, and just letting go. So the baby said yes, because of course, why would you want to remain stuck? Even, a baby might have a small body, but the baby, has a soul, a divine soul. So the baby said yes. And it's actually easier for us to work with babies because they're so close to consciousness, because they don't have all that conditioning, laid on top of them. So let's just call it the divine baby, the divine baby that has their divine soul. Now we're bringing them into alignment, so that release them from another time space, and then just bringing them into the now. And then it's basically up to you know, it's up to the mother to and the father to say yes to the baby. So that's actually quite an exquisite process that just happened. So we're basically brought them into alignment together, and then just, for her to know that, she is powerful, not in the negative way. She's powerful in terms of the divine. So she's in divine alignment, and she's an alchemist, and the Egyptian timeline has stepped forward to help her activate even more gifts. She is gifted, but she's going to activate even more of her gifts. This is all earned. This is all things she's learned and mastered, and then now they're available since we're connecting with Gaia's crystalline grid. More activations are happening, and then more gifts are available to bring into this time space. So we're anchoring that into the crystalline grid, and then we're also the divine baby has been freed from another time space, and so then it is free now, so that she can choose without any restrictions now. So we're just going to bring in golden white light. No, we want to get away from the white light because it's like a mix of gold and white light, even like platinum light. It's like a spinning, it's like a spiral. And there's a clearing right now. So right now we're using sound, so that in the distance there's like there was like an ambulance sound. So we're always using all the sounds. So sound frequency can do a really quick clearing. So we just brought that in and cleared. It was for the third eye, actually. So, and then we're just checking alignment. So we're just going to bring source, which is divine presence, and golden light, and then just put that golden light around Arena and the little family and partner, that all of them. We're just going to put that. So you have an individual golden source bubble, but you also can have it, as a family. So we're just going to do that, and then just anchor everybody into the crystalline grid, because then you can manifest very quickly. So she can just say, I am, if it's for the highest and greatest good, this is what I want. If it's for the highest and greatest good for all, this is what I want. So we're always working with consciousness. We're always working for the highest and greatest good for all. And then you don't get any involved in anybody's karma. You don't have to get into any of those details. You can just go. We're always going from the simplest, fastest pathway through, which is always through source, your higher self, and through the heart. So right away we saw that there's a little bit of work kind of happening from the other time space that they're still kind of clearing, but that is the main thing is done, and then the little, what we call like the debris or the after effects, are just going to get cleared up by the team. So the teams of light, of unconditional love. So what we call the eternal living light. Okay. So just anchoring it, and then grounding down and right with the root to the crystalline grid. And then that helps everybody feel very secure and very like confident there. So then they make sure they're making decisions from their heart. So we're just going to close the whole family and Irina, we're going to close them all up. And with the source golden light, and then just kind of close them up, and then just close the door basically and thank them for coming forward, and then just release them to their highest and greatest good. So just cleared. Fast way is through the breath.